Welcome, my name is Aichanbot. I'm a dedicated Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling streamer, and today I'm going to show you my King of Games deck for the season of April, which actually brought me to my 29th King of Games title in about 3 years, I think. And I never had a win streak with any decks I played before. This deck is called Thunder Dragon, as you can already see in the background, and if we go into the deck explanation, you can maybe understand why I got a 14-0 win streak from Legend 3 directly to King of Games. This was like done within, I think, 1.5 hours, maybe 90 minutes in overall in my stream on the Sunday. I'm very proud of this, and also a little bit luck belongs to it. And I usually play this deck with Mokuba with See You Later skill, but this Sunday I used Grit because I wanted to level up my character Bonds since he's not maxed out yet, and actually Grit proved to be the better skill, especially on the ladder. Maybe not for tournaments, but definitely for ladder. That's why we went actually 14-0 wins for this King of Games. So let's go into the deck explanation. So as you can see here, only wins, no losses, 14 straight to King of Games, and even on King of Games I made like a meme game to troll and we won that one too. So let's go into the deck explanation for Thunder Dragons with the skill of Grit. Alright, so let's start with the rework Grit. For everybody, even for the newbies, what actually Grit does right now after the rework. So if you have 4,000 or more life points at the start of the turn, your life points will not fall below 1 for the one time only. The skill will only activate once per duel, which means you are safe against most OTK decks out there. So they will just do like over 4,000 damage to you in one turn, and then your life point will but only drop to 1, so that's why it's called Grit. So you barely made it. And then next turn you still can play because you survived it. But if you get overkilled, like after that 1 point damage you needed, for example, if like three monsters attack you, 2 monsters go over 4,000, your life points drop to 1 because of Grit, and this third monster only has like 100 attack damage. Doesn't matter, if it hits you, you're still dead, even in that turn. So Grit is really helpful for Thunder Dragon deck because the meta right now is pretty OTK heavy, let's call it that way. And Thunder Dragon is strong, but sometimes you can also brick, and for that case you need to survive at least 1 or 2 turns until you have all the cards to do your Unga Bunga shenanigans. So your deck consists the most of Thunder Dragons, which is the Dragon Hawk, the Dragon Dark, the Dragon Roar, and the Dragon Duel. This make perfect synergy to put light, dark, and dark monsters into your graveyard, because for the special summoning of your boss monster from this deck, which is the Chaos Dragon Levianer, you need darks and light monsters in your graveyard. And the Thunder Dragon or the Chaos Dragon Levianer is so strong not because of his 3,000 attack damage, but because of the effects you can have by special summoning it. So if you use 3 monsters which are only light from your graveyard, banish them, you can special summon 1 monster from your graveyard in defense position. Not that interesting for the most gameplays you have, but only dark. So you sacrifice 3 dark monsters from your graveyard, put them into your banish zone. You can shuffle 1 random card for your opponent's hand into the deck. That is actually sometimes already devastating because you know your opponent has only 1 card in his hand and maybe he needs it to survive next turn. Maybe it's a Karibo, and you just use this effect and shuffle that card back into his deck and let him just draw a random another one. The last effect, both if you banish light and dark monsters, this one is really devastating for your opponent, which means destroy up to 2 cards on the field. So if the Chaos Dragon Levianer is summoned to the field by banishing light and dark monsters, you can destroy up to 2 cards on the field. And it doesn't matter, it's face up, face down, monster, back row, just gone, destroyed. And it doesn't target, which means you can destroy monsters like Luna Light Dancer. Yay! Nice, I know. So the next dragons here are Thunder Dragon Hawk, which is actually, I think, the most important Thunder Dragon card in this deck, and that's why I play 3 copies of it, because it helps you special summoning a Thunder Dragon monster from your graveyard. So it doesn't matter if it's dark or raw or a Dragon Duo, As long as you have a Thunder Dragon Hawk, you can special summon them from graveyard if they are dropped, milled, or destroyed somehow and end up in the graveyard. Second effect, if Thunder Dragon Hawk is banished, you can shuffle as many cards as you want from your hand back to your deck and just draw new ones. This is basically a free switcheroo. Just epic. Next one is Thunder Dragon Dark. You can play 3 copies of it, you can play 2 copies of it. I have seen both works. It basically is like the older Thunder Dragon card. You can use its active effect to draw another Thunder Dragon card from your graveyard and basically drop that one into graveyard and draw another one from your deck. So this helps milling out your deck, which is a milling machine, pretty strong. And if you somehow can use this effect by putting it into the graveyard, for example, for tribute summoning, or by banishing it into your banish zone by special summoning Levi or Duel, you can use this other effect and draw another card from the Thunder Dragon card from your deck. That's also very important. So never forget that. 2 effects always on each Thunder Dragon card. Don't mix them up, and you can only use them once per turn. So when you use Hawk this turn, you cannot use it again. Sorry, a little bit short. That was the Dragon Dark. Then the next one would be I would first explain Thunder Dragon Roar. So the third monster in this deck, Thunder Dragon Roar, helps you also mill out your deck. For example, when this card is getting banished, you can special summon getting banished into the banished zone, or it's put into the graveyard, for example, by battle or destruction effect. You can special summon Thunder Dragon monster in defense position. Usually it's a Hawk or a Roar, just to defend yourself, or use it as a tribute, or use it as fodder for your synchro summon. Then the mid-boss monster of your deck is a Thunder Dragon Duel. This card is also definitely necessary because it helps you recycle your Levi if you get a mill and you have 2 Chaos Dragon Levianas in your graveyard. That happens actually more often than you think. And then you need the Levi or the Thunder Dragon Duel to put that card back on top of your deck. And now you think yourself, how's that going to work? Okay, so you summon the Thunder Dragon Duel by putting 1 light and 1 dark monster from your graveyard into your banish zone. Then this monster is summoned in the attack position, and so once per turn during your opponent's end phase, so after the end phase of your opponent, you can target one of your banished cards and place it on top or on bottom of your deck, which means if the Thunder Dragon Duel somehow survives or even destroys the opponent's monster because it has pretty high attack, you can get your banished cards back. So you banished a dark and a light monster, for example, Chaos Dragon Levi and Thunder Dragon Hawk, from your graveyard into a banish zone. At the end of your opponent's end phase, you can just take the Levi, which is in your banish pile, and put it on top of your deck, and there, it's recycled. Yeah, the second effect of Thunder Dragon Duel should also not be forgotten. This card gains 300 attack until the end of turn when a monster's effect is activated in the hand. So basically, when you summon a Thunder Dragon Duel already to the field and you use a Hawk in hand or Dragon Roar or Dark, this attack will get boosted to 3100. Super busted. So now, so these were actually the most important cards in the deck. To make this deck actually work and, how to say, more consistent, you need cards to mill your deck and put cards into your graveyard. Therefore, you need a Raiden, you need a Sack, and you need a Brigade. Raiden, when normal summoned to the field, can be activated and puts 2 cards from your deck to your graveyard. Mill. So Brigade does actually the same, since it sends the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard and adds 1 level 4 and lower Light Swarm from your deck to your hand, which will be the Raiden because this is the only Light Swarm in this deck. Always will also be helpful since it's a tuner and can be then synchro summoned with the synchro summon monster. I will explain the synchro summons later. And now to the gold sack. The gold sacks will help you banish 1 card from your deck, so you can choose it's a Raw, Hawk, or Dark, because they all will give you effects. As said, the Dark will get you pull a Thunder Dragon card from your deck. The Raw will special summon in defense position a Thunder Dragon. The Hawk will help you shuffle your hand, so free switcheroo as explained before. Another tech card for me in this deck is actually the Melody of Awakening Dragon, because I don't have 3 Chaos Dragon Levianers, and the Melody of Awakening Dragon is basically like a third free pull for the Levy. Discard 1 card and add up 2 Dragon type monsters with 3000 or more attack and 2500 or less def. Free pull Levy. I also added an enemy controller. Actually, you can replace that with whatever you like. Canadia, Trapple. Imagine the backroads you want to have in this deck. Now to this synchro summon. So you have level 4, level 2 and level 1 tuner in the deck. The Raiden can only be used as a tuner from field. The same goes, similar goes for the plug and the bulbs. You can use them from hand as a normal summon and synchro summon them, but the plug and the glow bulb also has the advantage that even if they are milled into the graveyard, you still can special summon them from graveyard. So for the bulb is, you can send the top card from your deck to the graveyard and special summon that from graveyard. So you can special summon it, for example, with Thunder Dragon Dark. Then you would have level 6, which would be the Bryonic, super strong. Helps you getting cards back into your opponent's hands. So you can discard any number of cards to the graveyard, then target the same number of cards your opponent controls. Return those cards to the hand. OTK. So no destruction effect will be no destruction effect will be possible because the Bryonic doesn't destroy it does target and it returns just to your hand, so your opponent can't use this card at this turn. Helps you OTK your opponent. And after that, for example, you could go level 7 with plug. Plug can also be special summoned from graveyard, but you need to put a card from your hand to the graveyard. So discard 1 card and then special summon plug from graveyard. 2 plus 5 is actually level 7, or 6 plus 2 is actually level 8, which means you can choose between one of your synchro summons. I prefer Rose Dragon, Zeta, and the Samurai Destroyer, because Rose Dragon helps you clear the whole board. I like actually to blow up the whole board and then just a special summon Levy after that, and another Thunder Dragon as end of game. But also sometimes it's maybe possible to summon the Zeta and just banish the special summon big boss monsters from your opponent's side of the field. Or you can summon the Samurai Destroyer because it negates all effects during battle phase of the opponent's monster. You know how we can destroy Crusaders with this guy here. And never forget the Scrap Dragon. My god, what's going on today? I'm totally sure. So level 6 plus a plug is level 8 Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon can also help you destroy opponent's monster by targeting 1 card you control and 1 card your opponent controls. So destroy them. Doesn't matter if it's a monster or back row. The same goes for the Vermilion Dragonmer, which is actually a Raiden plus a Thunder Dragon Dark, so level 9. Vermilion Mech Dragon is very simple. You special summon it to field by synchro summoning, then you can banish 1 tuner from your graveyard, which will be the Raiden then in that case, and then just destroy 1 card on the field. I wish I had 2 of the Vermilion Mech Dragon because they are really essential to this deck, but I don't have. That's why I play a second Scrap Dragon. Otherwise, I think I would play 2 Vermilion Dragon Mercs. Yeah, I think those are the core cards and the main explanations behind this deck. I hope this has helped you to understand this deck. I mean, some of the cards like the Kuribo puts an opponent, when he attacks you into attack position, into defense position, does only work with monsters which actually go in attack position, so it doesn't work on Crusaders or Heavy Samurai who attack actually defense position. And Artifact Lancea, it's, from my point of view, still not really a attack card. You can add it if you want to opponent during his turn, when he's trying to special summoning by banishing something, like Shiranui for example, or a Thunder Dragon deck in mirror game. This can be helpful. On the ladder, can use it but must not. I would rather prefer like the Kuribos. What you can actually use instead of the Artifact Lancea, and which is pretty helpful on the ladder, is the other artifact. I think the Varger or something is the name. Yeah, this one here, Artifact Bartra. This is actually pretty helpful. So this is basically Nike Navakurigo, activates from your hand and is summoned to the field and will be put usually in defense position to help you survive for 1 or 2 turns. You can replace the Lancia actually with the Varger just for the ladder, I think. This is like for further tech plays, not really relevant if you just try to only rank up and you're not always facing Shiranui. You will face a lot of other random salad decks out there, and then Lancia is not really helpful and just an empty card in your hand. Yep. Alright, so if you like the deck explanation, please watch the gameplay and enjoy the gameplay. And see you next time for next deck explanation video. Hopefully I won't be that sure anymore. Yeah, if you have any questions, post below in the comments. Please share and like this video with your friends. And see you next time. Bye bye.